Who's bad? These bananas. But don't throw out your brown bananas. We can revive them. Today on Trial by Fire Baking, we are making a brown butter cake with a roasted banana jam. Nobody likes an overripe banana. But don't be so quick to relegate these bad boys to the trash can. We can rebuild them. We can make them better, stronger, maybe not faster, but you get the point. Today, we are roasting these overripe bananas to concentrate that banana-y flavor and use them in a cake. And we just start with bananas, peel and all, put them on a baking sheet. I've lined mine with some tin foil, preheated the oven to 300 degrees, and we're gonna bake them for 15 to 30 minutes. We're just looking for a totally black and shiny peel, and then they're ready to go. The bananas are done and they have cooled. And now I'm just gonna scoop them out and set them aside until I'm ready to use them. Okay, full disclosure. My original plan for those roasted bananas was to make a banana caramel. It sucked. So, on to plan B. Now we're gonna try to make a banana jam. So I've got those roasted bananas. I'm just gonna add them to a saucepan along with half a cup of brown sugar and half a stick of butter and just a little lemon juice. We'll bring this to a boil. The mixture has come to a boil. I guess you could say we be jamming now. Yeah. We're gonna let this simmer for about 15 minutes. Okay, the bananas have cooked way down and they smell fantastic. And now I'm just gonna add some vanilla bean paste. You can add vanilla extract if you don't have this. And a little spiced rum, because why not? And I think just a little bit of cinnamon, just to give it a kind of a warm flavor. And we'll just set this aside and let it cool. We're using brown butter to give this cake a nice toasty flavor. And for the 8 ounces of brown butter that we need for this recipe, we're actually going to heat 10 ounces of butter over the stove. On medium heat, it will bubble and sizzle for a while, and eventually you'll have a nice golden butter with some little flecks of brown. Once the butter stops sputtering, it's good to go. We'll just pour it off into a little container and let that cool on the counter. We want it soft but not melty. To start this brown butter cake, I've got 10 ounces of room temperature buttermilk, and I'm just going to pour off 4 ounces and mix in 4 ounces of oil, just whatever kind of vegetable oil you have. Set that aside, and to the remaining buttermilk, I'm going to add 3 room temperature eggs and a teaspoon of vanilla and whisk that together. This cake uses the reverse creaming method, which actually starts with the dry ingredients in the bowl of the stand mixer first. So I've got 14 ounces of cake flour, 8 ounces of white sugar, 4 ounces of brown sugar, and we'll add a teaspoon, seems like a lot, a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of kosher salt, and a teaspoon of baking soda. So we'll add that all into the bowl of the stand mixer and mix just for a couple seconds just to mix this up. That brown butter has come to room temperature. It's pretty soft, and we're just going to add this into the dry ingredients and mix it on very low speed, just like it's kind of a sandy texture. Once the brown butter is incorporated, we'll add the buttermilk that is mixed with oil, and we'll bump this up to about medium speed. I'm using level 4 on my KitchenAid stand mixer, and we're going to beat for 2 full minutes. Finally, we will add the buttermilk and egg mixture and just mix this in 3 different increments and let it go for 10 or 15 seconds in between each addition. This recipe makes enough batter for 2 8-inch cake pans or 3 6-inch cake pans, but because I'm making tiny cakes today, I'm just going to put it in a jelly roll pan and we'll cut out some tiny cakes once this is baked. I'm going to go in at 335 degrees. I'll check it at 20 minutes. If you're doing the cake pans, it's probably going to need about 30. And we're ready to assemble. So I just made a sheet cake and cut some tiny little cakes out. And we'll just start by dolloping some Swiss meringue buttercream, my favorite, along the outside edge of one of the layers. And we will spoon some of that delicious banana jam into the center and stack another layer on top. I just felt like we needed a little something extra, so I made a quick caramel sauce that we're just going to try to drizzle along the edges. I didn't make a video, but I will post this in the comments. And just to top it off, one more little dollop of the Swiss meringue buttercream. And because we know that bananas are known to go bad, I've just got some banana chips. Don't be so quick to write off those bad bananas. This has been another Trial by Fire. I'll see you next time.